I'll call the Retirement Board of the Employees Retirement System of May 26, 2021 to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Lombardi.
Present.
Vice Chairman Hull.
Present.
Councilwoman Ryan.
Present.
Ms. Silvera.
Present.
Ms. Kelly is absent. Ms. Chase Lubitz is absent. Mr. Colanino is absent. Mr. D'Amico is absent. Ms. Jackson.
Present.
Ms. Carlin is absent. Mr. LaRocca.
Present.
Mr. Shepherd. Mr. Shepherd is absent. Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell? You're muted. Is present.
Present.
You have 7 present and 6 absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I want to thank everybody for attending today. And let me ask I see Mr. Chiaverini is on the Zoom call, and I just wanted to ask him, who is the solicitor for the City of Providence, and I want to ask him if this meeting is in compliance with the Governor's executive order on open meetings.
Mr. Chair, yes, it is. As we know, former Governor Raimondo had suspended the open meeting requirements for bodies such as this. Governor McKee has extended it. And we are currently following that. And this meeting via remote and Zoom or thereabouts is consistent with the Governor's executive order.
Thank you, Mr. Chiaverini. Let's move on to the first item on the agenda.
Item number 1, approval of minutes, April 28th, 2021.
The minutes have been previously provided to all members. Does anybody have any questions in regards to the minutes? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of April 28th, 2021 as presented.
I shall move.
Motion's made. Is there a second?
I second that.
I second. You have that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Madam Clerk?
Item number 2, Retirement Board Disability Committee Report, closed session. Rhode Island General Law 42-46-4 and Rhode Island General Law 42-46-5A1, specific to discussion regarding physical or mental health of a person. None.
Item number 3.
Item number 3, invoices for payment. None.
Item number 4.
Item number 4, purchases of service as on the printed agenda.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. As we know, we accept this presentation. It is calculated by the City Controller, and the motion is to accept the calculations. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Is there any discussion in regards to purchase of service? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? You guys have it. Moving on to item number 5, Madam Clerk.
Item number 5, loans against member retirement contributions as on the printed agenda.
Again, this is a motion to accept. It is calculated by the City Controller. Does anybody have any questions in regards to anything in item number 5? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the loans against member retirement contributions.
So moved.
Make a motion to accept.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Who's Betty?
Second.
Seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, item number 6.
Service retirement, A, maximum. Joseph M. Amoroso, Francis M. Dickovich, Edmund J. Eston, Jose A. Mia, Christopher Richards, David M. Romano, Stephen W. Shaw, Anita Watkins. B, option 1, none. C, option 2, Nicholas Fuvich. D, option 3, Raphael. E, option 4, Patricia Fortune, Donna Meal, Joshua A. Munez, John D. O'Brien, Janet Martin.
So, the service retirements have been listed. Does anybody have any questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the service retirements.
So moved.
Motion to approve.
Been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, number 7.
Item number 7, new continued business. A, board executive session pursuant to Rhode Island General Laws 42-46-4 and 42-46-5A2 to discuss, vote, or take other action on the retirement board of the Employee Retirement System of the City of Providence v. Anthony Iannarino, CA number 02-5196.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Solicitor, do you feel that we need to go to executive session? You're on mute.
I don't, Mr. Chair. Let me give a brief explanation, and if the board wants to get into an in-depth discussion, then maybe it may be appropriate. But for now, for a general overview, I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Proceed.
Mr. Chair, since our last meeting last month, our office, the Solicitor's Office, was contacted by the court, specifically relative to this case of Anthony, the Retirement Board versus Mr. Iannarino. And the case has been lingering in the court for, almost 20 years. But for those of the members who have not been here or don't recognize the name, Mr. Iannarino worked for the city. He was the tax collector, and he held that position for, probably close to 30 years. And on September 21st, 1999, Mr. Iannarino was indicted for crimes related to public employment, specifically 1 count of conspiracy to commit extortion and 1 count of conspiracy to commit mail fraud, 2 counts of attempted extortion, and 4 counts of mail fraud. Shortly after being indicted, Mr. Iannarino retired, and then he entered into a plea agreement with the federal government where he agreed to 2 counts of aiding and abetting in violation of some federal statute. In 2000, the Retirement Board went ahead and suspended his pension pending further action by the board. The board did hold hearings, and the board revoked his pension, I believe in 2002, February of 2002. And the recommendation at that time was to refund his contributions, which that happened, and revoke the pension. Under the prior retirement ordinance, once the board takes adverse action against an individual relative to dishonorable service, the city was required to file what they call a miscellaneous petition in the Superior Court. That was done. That was done actually on October 1st, 2002. The case has been lingering in the court since then. Mr. Iannarino had a falling out with his attorney. He has since passed away. After the suspension in 2000, he received no pension amounts from the city. He died. His surviving spouse had passed away She predeceased him. There is nothing to disperse. There is nothing available in the retirement fund for Mr. Iannarino or any heirs. So the court had contacted the solicitor's office because of the lack of activity for some 20 years or 19 years and asked about the status of the case. The court on its own could have just dismissed the case for lack of activity. They raised the question to the solicitor's office. I'm here recommending that the case be dismissed because there's nothing to adjudicate. There's no action to take. There's no pension to be dispersed. And both Mr. Iannarino and any surviving spouses or beneficiaries have all since passed away, and there's nobody to receive any portion of a pension. And like I mentioned, there's nothing to even disperse. And I've confirmed that with Ms. Reese, that there's nothing to disperse and there's no heirs making any claims relative to Mr. Iannarino's pension.
Anybody have any questions?
I would just like to, Betty Jackson, why are we still continuing this then? Why doesn't the city or the solicitors or someone just do some kind of adjudication to dismiss it?
So
I was aware of this back then, and if there's no survivors, there's no money to be given out. Why are we still having this on our agenda?
So Ms. Jackson, when we were contacted by the court, I contacted the chairman, and the chairman and I thought it was appropriate that because this action is really the retirement board's action, neither of us felt comfortable doing it on our own. It would require the body to say, direct the solicitor's office to take the appropriate action and file the dismissal form. So that's why it's here. It has languished, like I said. Mr. Iannarino's prior attorney had left the case shortly after the action was filed. So there was never any movement in the case or filings. So the chairman felt it was appropriate to raise it to the board and let the body as a whole agree or vote to dismiss it.
Any further questions?
I mean, it's the board's action, and I think that's what the chairman ultimately thought was why it was appropriate.
Mr. Chairman Lombardi,
Yes.
what is your suggestion? What should we do?
Well, I mean, I think that we would follow the solicitor's recommendations and dismiss the case. That would be what I would recommend, but I wanted to make sure that this board was aware of what the solicitor was doing and to make sure that we were being transparent, so that's why it's on the agenda. So if you're ready, I can give you a proposed motion if you'd like.
I make a motion, we agree with the outcome of the city solicitor.
And dismiss the case.
Correct.
Second.
That motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? We need to roll call this, or? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Madam Clerk, the next meeting date?
Next meeting date is June 23rd.
The next meeting date is June 23rd. Is everybody okay with that?
Fine.
Write that down.
Great.
June 23rd. Well set. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. And thank you for everyone attending this meeting and taking the time out during your day. We really appreciate it. Is there any further business?
No, just enjoy the holiday and the warm weather.
You as well. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second that.
Motion been made. Is there a second? And seconded. Got it? I did call. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Everyone have a good day.